Welcome to the return of Vloggerman 5000. Did those US tour ones. I did enough, I reckon. What did I do? Three on a 5-week tour? You can't ask for more than that. There's not that much to do. You play shows, you eat donuts, you get drunk. That's it. Fingers crossed nothing bad happens, and even if something bad happened, I'm not going to stick a camera in someone's face like, hey, how was the van flip for you? So I did the analytics. It's the end of the year. I did the sort of looking through the numbers, and I was like, if I actually put more work into YouTube, I could probably make it a little bit decent money-wise. And rather than just watch other drummers, which I can't monetize, which I do like doing, and I will still continue to do on the channel and at twitch.tv/Renlord, I figure I'll try in 2023 as sort of a New Year's resolution. I will try and vlog more. I was going to say once a week, but that's mental, but I'll try. So I'm going to start doing that. I've got a few other New Year's resolutions, which is to just improve at certain things, and to do that, my main resolution is to have more structure to my day. Every day in the morning, I'm going to wake up, right? That's what, just going to really try and do that. Wake up, walk the dog, eat some breakfast, do some emails, then between 1 and 2 hours of physical, see that was a joke, but now this is real, 1 to 2 hours of physical or mental stimulation, drums, work, gym, something like that, within like 2 hours of waking up. Then cold shower. I know there's a grift about cold showers, but I sort of, as well as them being pretty good for dopamine levels and stuff like that, I sort of like them as kind of a self-harm that you can't see, doesn't leave any marks, and you can really just think about how much you hate yourself whilst being pelted with ice water. I live in Scotland, so the water is really fucking cold. Edit some vlogs, edit some podcasts. I'm basically going to give myself a full work day. So I'm going to show you today. I'm going to go play the drums. It's not a gym day. I'm going to go play the drums. I'm going to work on some kick technique. I'll talk you through that. Then I'm actually getting tattooed, so you might as well come with me, and we'll see if you kind of like this lifestyle-y kind of vlogging. If it gets no views, then I'll just stop doing it, I think, because I'm an egomaniac and I need constant validation. Speaking of validation, January the 1st, there's a new drop of downbeat stuff. It's very nice. I worked very hard on it. If you want to pick it up, www.thedownbeat.at, so it spells downbeat. While you're there, if you click on the posters section, you can get some nice displays. We've got a downbeat display store. Code downbeat gets you 25% off 1 to 3, or I think it's 30% off 3 or more. And that includes lovely ones like the Akira one. It basically includes any display as well as the cool downbeat ones. That's enough for the plug-in. I'm a plugger guy now. We're going to make a coffee, and then we're going to go about my day. Oh, Tesla, how's your stocks, bro? Okay, here we are outside the studios. How do YouTubers do this when they're in a car? They always do it in a car, but do they have like a tripod for a car? I'm holding this. Obviously the car is stationary. This is sort of what I'm planning on being my hour to an hour and a half of physical or mental torture of the day. The first group of mental torture. Today I'm working on my kick drum technique. I would normally be at the gym or alternate with drums at this time slot. It is 11:46 AM. Gonna do like an hour and a half. On kick technique, I basically, if anyone knows, everyone knows by this point, my kick technique is dog shit. I'll be the first to say my hand technique is pretty good. My kick technique is terrible. And I went to Stan Bicknell because he is obviously the guy that you go to about foot technique. If you don't know Stan, check him out, and you've been living under a rock. And he basically looked at a video of my playing and was like, yeah, you are muscling out every single stroke at every single tempo with your lower back, and not any of your leg, hip and lower back. So he gave me a couple of exercises. I'm working on it. It's almost like a reverse heel toe. I'm not going to tell you too much about it because that's his secrets to give away, so check him out, ask him for lessons or whatever. But yesterday when I played was probably the first time when doing it that it started to click. Like the same when I learnt molar for my hands, that clicked one day, and then my hands were like good forever. Great hands for a lifetime. That's what I'm working on my feet. Hopefully it works. It's a bit of a Hail Mary because by this point I get so fatigued. I'm getting old, man. But yesterday was the first time where when I was playing I was like, oh hang on, this could be my new foot technique. So I'm going to do an hour to an hour and a half of that today. Then I'm going back home, do some emails, then I'm going to go get tattooed. Look at the absolute state of it. Look how messy it is. I don't want to show you everything, but it is really, really messy. I was moving house, so I used this as a storage space in between house move. House moves? House move. House move? No, professional broadcaster. So I moved my squat rack. This room is expensive and they keep putting up the rent. So I was like, you know what, I'll clear away my squat rack, I'll sell that. Gyms are back open, there's no pandemic, although I have supernatural bad luck, so me just saying that has potentially just put out into the universe a new pandemic. Sold the squat rack in order to get someone in here, take a little bit of the edge off the room. I don't share the room, and the room is massive, as you can see by the shit everywhere. And then the guy cancelled, so I'm back to paying full whack for this room, so I might as well, I had to sign another 6-month lease on it, so I might as well start streaming again. I'm clearing away this stuff because I have now moved house. There was an error on the MacBook interface side of things when I used to stream, where I couldn't use all the plugins I wanted to use. The lovely people at PreSonus have sent this Quantum 2626 Thunderbolt 3 interface, so I'll be able to monitor with 0 latency, which means I can get a new Nolly mix. He's already on board to mix. New Nolly mix. I can have that nice CD quality, CD, who listens to CDs, album quality mix. Do I do it on Twitch or do I move to YouTube? There's a whole percentage issue here. If enough people are going to give me money on YouTube, I might make the jump. What should I do? Oh my god! This is why I got annoyed with vlogging in the first place. Just did like a 5-minute little interlude talking to you about what I was just doing. And then I turned my camera round because it doesn't have a screen that I can see, annoyingly. And it was out of focus for the whole thing, so I have to do it again right now. But luckily that means I might have practiced it, and I can tell you what I'm doing right now. What I'm doing is I'm applying Stan Bicknell's foot technique. He basically looked at a video of mine and said, you are playing every single bass drum hit with your lower back and hip. That means you're going to top out at certain speeds. That means you're going to be putting yourself at injury, fatigue, all sorts of stuff. Who knew? I mean, you guys probably all knew, but none of my drum teachers apparently. You're supposed to play, when you play heel up technique, you're supposed to play, if you're playing 2 kick drum hits next to each other, you're supposed to play one with the toe and the other one with the full leg, or vice versa if you're doing heel toe, which didn't work for me. Now I didn't do that, so now I'm trying to relearn the kick drum, and if this looks boring and like it's not, it's beneath me, it's not. I'm using the Benny Greb language of drumming grid system
Same as Gary Chafee, New Breed, Grid System, all the Grid System stuff, but Benny's is my favourite one. I'm using that, and I'm basically reteaching myself the kick drum. If I'm playing 2 notes, even at a slow speed, I'm trying to play the first one with the toe and the second one with my whole leg. And it's starting to click, especially when I play it. It's harder to play slower. When I play it faster, I'm like, okay, this is working. And then what I'm doing is I'm going through the Matt Gasker kick drum single kick exercises, particularly the 3s and the 5s and the odd groupings, just seeing if it'll click. I'm keeping I'll do it 5 to 10 minutes at one speed, add 5 BPM, work my way up. It seems to be getting there. If you want to keep in touch about this, I'm going to be trying to make more vlogs, update you on the progress, and from January the 12th I'm getting the internet installed in here. I was using a 5G router and they ended up throttling the upload. I'm going to go back to streaming, as I just said, in here from about January the 12th, and you can see with a foot cam what's going on. It might be on Twitch, it might be on YouTube. Quick unrelated but slightly related side note. I've just noticed the lens is so dirty. Oh no, is that going to look bad? It's too late. Just think of it as sort of like a grimy Instagram filter. I remember the old Instagram filters. Lark. It's Lark. The Ethiopian from Golden Lantern Coffee Roasters, which is Misha's coffee company, they sent me a bunch of shit. Maybe we're doing a downbeat coffee. The Ethiopian isn't the Yirgacheffe. The natural, not the washed. Might be the best coffee I've ever tasted in my life. It's fucking unbelievable. It tastes like strawberries. Bye. Done with practice. It went okay. I've done 4 days on the trot though. I think I need a rest. Luckily, I'm going to get tattooed right now because my tattoo artist said he wants me to come in early. So we're going to go see Jim for a little bit of pain. Not even fun pain. It's just continuation of the back piece. That little light doesn't get old. I look like I was about to shoot up a bank, trying to make this camera not get wet by hiding it in my jacket like a shotgun. Look how good you look. Look, I'm happy today. You said I was miserable. There's Duncan. Look at Duncan's, look at that. I love that. I look at that every time I'm just sitting there in pain. I just stare at it.
Thank you, man.
Bright and bold. Oh, backwards hat. Radical. You look like you're doing an operation. A cool operation. Operation in coolness. What you got around here? Am I allowed around here? That's where he sits. Is that you? Mm-hmm. You painted that? Mm-hmm. Fucking good. What'd you get the Oscar for? What a lovely shop and a lovely man. Well, I sat for 2 hours. I walked in the rain with this camera hidden under my coat. I already looked dodgy as fuck. Camera hidden under my coat. Looked like a shotgun. I had to go into a pharmacy to get some ibuprofen for the tattoo and like some aftercare cream. Holding this supposed gun in my jacket. Everyone looking at me like I'm a complete psycho. So if you liked this sort of day in the life shit,
you're going to have to leave me comments and stuff, because it takes a lot to do. I could have been arrested or worse. No, I don't live in America, and I'm white,